Hey everybody, and welcome back to Investment Honey, where we talk about various crypto projects. Before we begin, just want to let you know that I am not your financial advisor, and we never provide any investment advice on this channel ever. But with that being said, you guys might have noticed if you took a look at the channel, sometime today before this video was uploaded, that I did upload a video, but it was on BTC, the price, chart. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, it'll be something that you continue to see from here on out. We'll do some live charts, just some live action, price fluctuations. We'll do that with possibly XRP, Solana, and Bitcoin. So that's something that I'm going to go ahead and start adding to the channel, just so that you guys are aware of that. So if you're interested in kind of watching those fluctuations, you do have that content available to you as well, or at least more of that will be coming. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into today. If you're somebody new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us in the series. Make sure to go back to day one's video so you can kind of get those, introductions out of the way and see how the flow of the video is going to go. And then if you are somebody that's been with us for a while, maybe since the very beginning or somewhere along the way, thanks so much for continuing to support the channel and the series. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Now, with that being said, not a lot to talk about in regards to review. Looking at the alerts, the only one that had some real, decent movement was Heroes AI, and we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the alert here. So we saw the alert, here originally at 346K, and looking for it to trigger when it went under 280K. So obviously it did that because, again, if you can see here the alert, it does say disabled, which means that it did trigger, which is obviously what we want to see, because obviously the alerts that we set are indicators, and we want to see those indicators, get triggered, so that we can possibly, reevaluate the chart and look for an entry should we choose to participate. All right, so with this one, if it was like around 346K, we're talking about in this area, somewhere around here, obviously this, we had a candle going all the way up, to over 1 million, and then obviously coming right back down, so obviously some pretty decent, movement on this one, and it's still sitting at 787, actually 790, according to the tab. So still sitting at roughly around a 2x, obviously, for anybody, even if you're late to the party on this one. But with that being said, that's Heroes AI. We did check this one out yesterday, I believe. So looking at the alert, created a day ago, last triggered about 23 hours ago. So that's, obviously, I mentioned it many times on this channel. We're looking at, in terms of what we're doing here, in terms of what's going on in the series. This is yet another example, of trying to get into or find a token early, before it decides to go and pump. That pump can be anything from a 2x to a 10x and beyond, all of which we've seen throughout the duration of the series so far. So we're going to close that one out. Not going to do anything in the way of the alerts. Maybe I'll go back and look at it later, but not going to do that right now. We can see here, on the main screen, we got everything going on, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over to my gear here. If you're new and I'm speaking kind of quick, sometimes I do that. Sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's faster, but either way, you have the benefit of the video. So just go ahead and go back if you need to recap anything that I've said for greater understanding. We're going to get rid of price, transactions, volume makers. We're going to keep all the time slots. We're going to get rid of liquidity and keep market cap and click apply. So we can see that my view has changed. This is what I prefer to see. And anybody that's been, following along the series, they do know that. Now, we're going to go to filters, and we're going to check here. We're going to go ahead and look at all the different platforms, at least what we've covered so far. We've covered primarily these chains. I haven't looked at any of the other chains. I don't know, that might be something to look at in the future, but for right now, this is what I'm going to stick to. All right, we're going to click save. We don't do anything here on the Dex side of things because we've got multiple chains selected. Liquidity, we never change, and we're going to go ahead and go to our standard market cap, excuse me, minimum value of 50K. And we're going to go out to 100K because we have, whoops, what am I doing? We have several chains selected. So I don't really like to see a ton of tokens, to go ahead and filter through, so I kind of chunk it out. On pair age, we're going to go to 30 hours to 120. So we're not going to do super fresh today. 24-hour change minimum value is going to be 10%. And we're going to click apply. See what we get here. All right, so pretty manageable, under 20 tokens and not a ton of stuff that looks, super scammy. So we get those, excuse me, we get these boxes, with the question mark, and usually, as I mentioned before, those are scams, so for the most part, but we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at some of these other ones. So we got DeepSeek. I've been looking at some stuff on Pump Fund, and I keep seeing DeepSeek, showing up. So I'm guessing, yeah, I haven't really looked into it, but it seems like that's popping up all over the place right now. Baby Penguin, we've taken a look at that one before. Fisher Scam Point, we'll take a look at that one. Margin Call, sure. Baby Scan AI, MetaMuse, okay. I don't know what this is, but sure, okay. And Philadelphia Eagles, all right. And we got a Melania Trump coin, sure. Let's take a look at it. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start taking a look at doing some scanning here. So very quickly, we want to take a look at the chart. We want to make sure they've got the right socials, going on. At minimum, as always, we're definitely looking for at least a Twitter, not a Twitter, but a Telegram. So if I don't see a Telegram, then I don't mess with it. That's just my own personal way of addressing, what I'm looking for in terms of parameters, for any tokens I'm going to explore beyond looking at their chart. So for this one, we're going to leave it alone. Stock here, we do get a Telegram, kind of bottomed out on the chart, but it's looking like, it's a little bit of a higher low, here as opposed to here. So we'll keep it open. We'll come back to it and see, what happens. If it continues to retrace, then I'll probably leave it alone. Scam coin here, we can see, looks like a little bit of an uptrend, uptrend taking place. So we'll keep this one. Margin call, no Telegram, so we're going to leave it alone. Scan AI, all right, so this one looks okay. We can also get a Telegram too. This one looks okay. We got a Discord, but with the Discord, I don't typically check out the ones with the Discord. So, I mean, if it's something that you want to go ahead and take a look at, remember, you can always just go ahead and copy the name over here, go to copy, and then you'll go into the search bar here to the left. You'll paste the name in, and then what you want to align is going to be the 24-hour and the 1 hour. So here we got Muse. Okay, so on the 1 hour we get 14%. We can see that this and this is correct, and then on the 24-hour we can see 29%. Guys, hold on, I got to get a drink of water. Not sure what's going on with my voice today. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close this out. But that's how you find, the tokens that I'm talking about, in regards to the video. So if you're somebody new, you're not really sure how to do that, I've just shown you. So, but like I said, for the sake of consistency, I don't ever really mess with any of them that have Discords in them. So if it's got a Telegram, we go and we do that for the sake of the channel. But if it doesn't, then I don't. All right, so we're going to close this one out. And then here on Pasa, I don't know. I'm guessing that's how you say it. So let's see what this is. I'm not really sure what this is, but either way, we'll still take a look at it. But be aware, nothing's going on, at least very little's going on here on the 5 minute and the 1 hour. Even though they do have a Telegram, we'll go in and we'll keep it, and we'll see if we see, greater retracement on this one. I don't know, I might leave it alone, but we'll see. We'll come back around to it. This one, Cypher, looks kind of like the same kind of chart here on the other one. But we'll still take a look at this one. They got a Telegram. We can see the chart looks decent. Philadelphia Eagles, no Telegram on this one, so we're not going to mess with it. And Melania, this one I really don't like the chart. An odd chart pattern on this one. So this is not to me what looks like a healthy chart. So I'm going to leave this one alone as well. So let's go back here. We're going to adjust our filters, and because we want to get some more tokens to look at, and we're going to go 151. Okay, to 200. There we go. Let's see what we get. So we'll open up all three of these, okay, and see what we get. So I'm just going to give them a second to open up. All right, so Grok 3, no social, no Telegram social there, so I don't even have to wait for the chart. Here we also don't get any Telegram social. This one looks okay. All right, so we'll keep this one. And then coming back out here, we're going to go a little bit further out. Let's go 201. All right, to 300. Actually, we'll go to 350. See if we get anything better. Okay, so we get a few more. So this is fine. I've seen this is fine tokens. Anybody that's been in crypto for a while, I've seen these this is fine token show up. So sometimes they do okay, sometimes they don't. The original obviously did amazingly well, but for the ones that came a little later, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And right away we're seeing that there's no activity here. And most of these tokens, on the 5 minute, and on this one, we wouldn't touch this one anyway, but you can see no activity here on the 5 minute, 1 hour, or the 6 hour. So let's still take a look at it anyway. They got a boost going, so okay. Sad Cat, sure, we'll take a look. And Shaquille Oatmeal, that looks interesting. Okay, so this one, no activity on the 5 minute, but obviously the chart looks pretty decent. So we get a Telegram, we'll keep that one. Sad Cat, this one looks like could be coming out of the bottom area, but not really sure. We'll see. I'll keep it for now. And then this one, Shaquille Oatmeal, no Telegram, so we're going to leave this one alone. Okay, and we'll take one more look, at the filters. We're going to go 350 to 500, and 500 is as far as we ever go, at least, for the sake of the series. So, okay, and we got effective acceleration, Trump AI. I'm not really sure what that is. Cat with haircut, sure. Coal, key of life. Nothing going on the 5 minute, the 1 hour, not one, so I'm going to leave it alone. And this is another effective acceleration. So a lot of these duplicates I don't ever mess with, so we're going to close that one out. And on chain, I think I'll take a look at this one. So, okay, now we've got a bunch of these. We'll see what's going on with the last ones that I opened up, and then we'll go and start checking out channels. So this one, Trump AI, we'll go ahead and we'll keep this one. They got a Telegram, sure. So, and then here, this one, no Telegram, so we're going to leave this one alone. And on this one here, we get a Telegram, but not really crazy about the chart, but I'll tell you what, we'll keep it anyway. And then this one, no Telegram. So, all right, well, I'm going to pause real quick again. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do at this point, we can see I've gone ahead and moved over to stock here. We're going to go ahead and start checking out channels. So like I said, the chart looks okay. I'm going to go ahead and start investigating these channels, see what we got going on, and see what kind of alerts we want to set. So here we go. We got a portal here. And, okay, so there we are. All right, so right away, we can see the last buy came in at 12:36. So this is still within my 10-minute buy window. So anybody that's new, I have a 10-minute buy window where as soon as I see it enter a Telegram, I want to see that the last buy came in within 10 minutes of where my current clock is. So in this one, it has 12:36, which would have been roughly about 8 minutes ago. So okay, and we don't see any evidence of a raid right away. In my investigation, when I come into a Telegram, for the sake of the videos, they're not very long. Essentially I'm looking for a few things, and then I just kind of move on back out. But anybody that's been watching this channel in the series for a little while knows that. But if it's not me, going through the video, then I may spend a bit more time, but for the sake of the video, just trying to go ahead and get through a number of tokens, we don't spend a lot of time, doing the investigation of the channels. So, but either way, not seeing any sign of trending, going on. We'll take a look, here. All right, so what's this? What is this? Okay, so it says SolScan trending. We're trending on SolScan. This was, when was this? This was 2 days ago, okay? So, and that's their last pin message in regards to trending. So yeah, so they haven't done anything like that, for a couple of days, so I'd like to see them be a bit more consistent with that, because I think 2 days is forever in crypto. So, all right, and then we got here, so they're talking about rating a tweet here, but they don't have like a cherry bot, going on, or a raid bot, in here, and there hasn't been any activity, since I've been in here, obviously. So it's not a real active, chat, but that doesn't always, mean that the chart can't continue to go up. Doesn't mean that it's, bad, but you do want to see more activity. And just like I said yesterday, when we were looking at what was the token, it was like one of these solution AI oriented tokens that we were looking at yesterday, and I said that there was a ton of activity in that particular community, and interestingly enough, I was watching that token yesterday, and that token ended up scamming folks. So again, a ton of activity doesn't necessarily say that or mean that there's going to that the token's going to go to the moon or go through the roof. Doesn't mean that. You just have to go ahead and watch and understand that, hey, some tokens that have low activity actually do pretty well. And some tokens that have great activity actually don't do well at all. So, I mean, you get the whole gamut, in terms of the crypto landscape. But again, it's not just about watching the activity. There's other things we look at and we continue to investigate, not just what's going on in the chart, but all the different elements they have going on with it. Are we familiar with the team? As well, these are still, questions that you still want to ask, yourself in regards to any evaluation that you're doing. So, all right. So either way, we'll come back out here. And so here, because again, you are seeing there's a possibility that this could go up. The only thing that's really kind of a downer for me on this one is the fact that there's really no activity. There's no real catalyst to keep this token moving, forward. that I see. I mean, I don't see I don't see evidence of a raid. I don't see any kind of boost, any kind of ads, being paid for. There's not a lot of communication that's taking place, in the community, from the team. And what's the team's plan to continue to move the token, so that's what leads me to be a bit more, not as bullish as I'd like to be, in regards to the projections, for this particular token. So for this one, I think, it still makes sense to go ahead and set 2 alerts, but because as we've seen before in some other tokens, sometimes when you don't see something right away, doesn't mean that it can't change. Maybe the team has a surprise coming later on and we just don't know about it yet, so again, these alerts, are indicators, so once they trigger, it creates a situation where we can come back and reevaluate what's going on. So currently for this one, we're looking at 101K, and on the tab here, we're looking at 101K as well. So we'll set two alerts on this one. So 101K is what we're going to do. All right, we're going to copy that. And so for the over, we're going to set this at 115. Okay, so not a big deviation from the found market cap. And then on the under, we're going to paste in that found market cap. And I'm going to put the under at a larger deviation just because, again, I'm not seeing a lot of activity. We just saw 2, and this is the same. These 2 wallets, or these 4 sales, are coming from 2 wallets. You can see the wallet here, and you can see the wallet here. And actually, this person must have quite a bit, because obviously he's selling, in different chunks in terms of the amount of supply he's selling. So obviously, at this point, we already know that it's dipped down under 101K, right? So I think this could dip down to 60K, but we'll see. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. Just want to check out the ticker here. And so, yeah, it's 101. Now it's down to 94. We'll see. But again, people don't like stale charts. And I've mentioned this before. If the chart gets stale, there's no evidence of activity, community's quiet, what you're going to have is people just kind of get antsy, and they're going to go ahead and sell. There's nothing unusual about that to me. Okay, so looking at Scamcoin, this one continues to look like it's, going up, but again, charts cannot continue to go up because obviously you got people that were down in this level, and so they're loving life, obviously, because there have been a lot of buys, which is doing what? Increasing the value of the banks. So let's take a look in the Telegram. We can see they've got a small boost going on, so not a big one, but there's a small boost. And let's see here, we do get a portal verification, so we're going to go ahead and verify. So this is a CTO. We can see that right away, just under 500 members in the group. And let's see, when was the last buy on this one? So big wallet just bought. So this is at 12:45. So we're talking about 5 minutes ago. All right. So no evidence of any kind of raid yet. All right. So we do see trending here. This wouldn't have been that long ago, less than 20 minutes ago. So we're going to check out and make sure they're on the leaderboard. Okay. So Mr. Scamcoin. Yep. Yes, they are. So there we go. Gonna head back on over there. Go back there. All right. So they're on the leaderboard. Okay, need to click that, and they've obviously got something going on through CTO trends. Okay, so we got trending going. No evidence of a raid going. All right, and then you can vote through CTO trends, for this particular token as well. Let's see, just order 3 days button for us on Skullbot. Okay, so. All right, so, and I'm guessing this is from the skeleton price bot. All right, so they are trying to get, some additional exposure. Here we can see evidence of a raid. I was looking for that, and it wasn't a big one. Obviously, you can see just looking by, what they were looking for: 7 likes, 7 retweets, 7 replies. Okay, let's see here, and they got some other stuff going on here, in the pin messages. A couple of messages here. Just people joining. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to head back out here. And all right, so not a lot of activity, in terms of buys. Okay, but they are obviously trying to get some exposure, for the token, which is helpful. That's a positive to see that. I absolutely believe this is going to come down because, again, you're not seeing much activity. The 5 minute here is blanked out. You don't want to ever see that. And it's a small raid. So or small boost. The raid is already over with. They are doing trending, but again, that's not enough to carry a token. So the only alert I'm going to set on this is going to be an under. And so this is currently sitting at 76K. And so we're going to go here under 76K. Oops, 76K. And we're going to set this for 50K. Let's see if it triggers. Okay. Here we got body scan AI. Let's see here. Currently sitting at 47, so pretty, pretty early, super early market cap. But we also don't see very many big buys coming in either. So I wonder what's going on. We don't have any boost going on, no ads. Let's go into the Telegram. Okay, so no portal. This is basically, what the channel is. All right, so last buy came in just a minute ago. Okay, and I'm looking for any signs of raid. Let's see here. The owner put a message out there. Not going to read through that right now. Just a lot of buys. Okay, so and we would have seen evidence of a raid if there was one that was still active, actively going right now, but we don't see that. Okay, and we don't see any evidence of any trending going on yet right now. And I think this is the only pinned message. So me personally, I don't care for that. I always want to see communication from the team to the community. When I don't see active communication from the team to the community, that is not a positive signal for me personally. So it doesn't mean that the token can't continue to do well. It just means that it's not a positive for me in terms of what I look for when I'm evaluating. Okay, so, but either way, they're still getting buys right now. And so what's the catalyst for it? Is it just simply people like the name and they think that, there's potential there? Maybe, I don't know. But body scan AI, I think is something that people could, obviously go ahead and relate to. We talked about, what was it, that Dr. AI or Doc AI token, weeks ago. But at least with that one had a utility. I did not see any information in regards to a utility, for this one. So, and at least with the Doc AI token, there were plenty of messages where you could actually see, and even many videos where you could see them utilizing the utility. We don't see that with this one. So yeah. So for this one, I'm going to set an under alert on this one just because I don't see a catalyst to keep this one moving. Okay, so we're currently sitting. This is saying 48, and what's this saying? This one's saying 47. So we're gonna go 47 on the alert. So there we go. Under. All right, 47K is the found alert, and then we're gonna set this at 30K. I think that if it hits 30, I think that if there isn't, and much more of a catalyst to continue to keep this from moving, I think this will probably, be toast at that point. So, okay, so we're going to leave that one alone. And then we got PASA. Let's check out what this one is because I have no clue what this is about. Okay, so we get our portal here and our link. So 250 members, in the channel. Now, maybe somebody knows who this guy is. I have no clue. So, but clearly, some people do. But either way, let's see here. Last buy came in at 1246. So that is at the 10-minute mark, for me personally. So that's, it's at the 10-minute mark. It's not outside of the 10-minute mark, So given that that's the case, I will still pay attention to this. All right, so this is your chance to double up, the tokens in the next 24 hours. Anybody that buys at least, 0.1 of the token, likes the post, comments, and tags at least 2 people will have a chance to have their amount doubled. So 6 randomly selected participants will get their amount doubled. Okay, so this is them banking on, they need people to actively work on helping to increase the exposure, of the token. So what do they want them to do? It's multifaceted. You got to go ahead and buy the main token, and then you also have to get on X, and you need to post, comment, and tag at least 2 additional people to bring them into the token, which seems to me, let's face it, a lot of people in crypto are just not interested in doing all kinds of work, when it comes to increasing the value of their bag. But, it looks like they're trying, to get the community involved, but I'm not so optimistic, that's going to be a strategy that's going to work, for them, especially, you consider that we've been in here, for a minute or two now, and We also don't see any additional activity, so you don't get that number 1 or number 2 here, where you can see that there will be more messages, coming in. So right now it's a super duper quiet Telegram channel. That's not what you want to see. You want to see more activity, when it comes to a token, so and their channel. So let's see here. They can say that they're not going to rest until one of the main token equals $1, but the best laid plans, right, don't always work out. So with that being said, we're going to head on out of this one. And again, the chart movement is super slow, in this one, right? So we're going to set an under alert on this one because I think this one's going to retrace. Goes under, and we're currently sitting at 73K. All right, so 73K. And I think this one's going to go ahead and retrace pretty hard, so we're going to go to 45K on this one. All right, so I thought I put that in wrong. Okay, so there we go. This one's Cypher. Let's take a look at the channel. Let's see what they got going on. Maybe some more activity in this one. I don't know. And I don't know what Cypher is about either. So, okay, so right away we see evidence of a raid, looking for 3 replies, 10 retweets, and 10 likes, so got over 100 members, in here, but only 3 are online, so they might have a difficult time trying to go ahead and get that, just because they don't have a lot of members, that are in this token online, right? So let's see, any trending going on? We don't see any evidence of trending. Let's see, when was the last buy on this one? Let's see here. Was it 1241? 1244. So this is outside of my 10-minute buy window. So this means right away, this is when we're going to skip. Okay, so going to go over here to Kanga. All right, so welcome to Kanger Hold. Okay, or what is that? Is that Kanger Hold? Or yeah, Kanger Hold. All right, so either way, not much going on here in the 5 minutes, or the 1 hour. So let's see what the last buy on this one looks like. So general, this is what we're looking for. All right, so let's see here. Last buy on this one, almost 20, actually it was 20 minutes ago. So yeah, this is going to be one we're going to skip as well. All right, because there's nothing going on the buy side. All right, so fine. Let's take a look at this one. All right, so let's see here. We get a portal here. I'm going to go back over there. And we get our link, just over 450 members. We get a VC going on. That's always good in the way of optics. All right, we're going to mark this as red. That's just a message for me. And we see already we're getting some activity, whether it's memes or whatever, or buys. It's good to see that going on from the community. Okay, so that's a more positive sentiment, right? And let's see here. Going up, going up, going up. When was the last buy? What was the last buy? So still scrolling up, guys, and so here's the problem. Whenever you see a lot of memes and not a lot of engagement, in terms of, people talking to each other or buys, that's not good either, so we're sitting here at 12:56. That's 4 minutes ago. So I'm going to keep scrolling up I'm going to continue to look for a buy, and I don't see a buy, man. So we're seeing a whole lot of memes and whatnot, but we're not seeing any buys. This is 48, so yeah, that's outside of the 10-minute buy window for me. So even though, yeah, you got a lot of activity, it's just really a lot of, it's a lot of memes, so you want to see buys, and you want to see community engagement, not just a bunch of pictures. So as far as this one's concerned, even though it looks active, in the chat, and they do have a VC going on, there are no buys taking place. So either people are just doing an incredible job of holding, and they're just not really going to sell. But here's the reality. I mean, in crypto, the whole purpose is making money, right? So you want to buy, right? And if you're not buying, what happens? We know what happens. You essentially, when people get tired of looking at a stale chart it doesn't have any movement, and then they go ahead and start selling. So for this one, and obviously for anything that I do on the alert side, with this would be, given where the candle is, I'd only set an under alert. This one I believe is coming down. Now they do have a volume bot going on. You can see that evidence right here. But we're going to go ahead and set the alert, and this is a base token. All right, and like I've mentioned before, base tokens tend to move a bit slower, but either way, same principles still apply. You want charts to move. Okay, so we're going to set an under alert, and right now the found market cap for this is going to be 233. I don't need to copy that, and we're going to set this at 180K. Now I know that's a pretty decent deviation from where we are right now, even though considering they've got ads running and they've also got a small boost, but there's no activity going on in the chart other than the volume bot. So that's why I believe it's going to come down. Now, whether it will come down that far, that I don't know, but I believe it's going to come down. Okay, so we're going to close this one out. And then here, this one retraced a little bit more, so I'm actually not going to worry about this one. Trump AI, this one's still kind of sitting where it was. I think it might have moved a little bit, but not much. So we're going to take a look, here, because I think when we found it, I think it was like in the 360 area. So, okay, so there we go. Let's see. Get our verification here, get our link, and we got just over 670 members in here. Let's see. They've restricted my ability to send messages, so we can't even. I don't know. This is a. Let's see if I can use this, and let's see if it'll let me in. Sometimes it'll let, if you have to verify twice, it'll still let you in through somebody else's link. So yeah. Oops, this is where we want to be. Okay, so here we go. So apparently, this is open. Okay, so it's an open chat, and okay, so this is a 3 sold buy. This one just came in about 5 minutes ago, so that's good. So that meets my buy window. Let's see here. Wish we had a boost. Okay, so I'm looking for raid. I don't see any evidence of a raid, and I don't see any evidence of trending either. Okay, let's see here. What's going on here in the pin messages? Okay, tomorrow at 8, they're going live with 20 different streamers, having multiple backups. Get your popcorn ready. When was this? This was yesterday at just around 10:30. So, and remember, and this is forwarded, from another call channel. So I don't know how this one's related to this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, understanding that, here at the time of, recording this live. So, but maybe I'll look at it later. Either way, let's see here. Let's go ahead and we'll be leading raids shortly. Okay. They had an X space, push your votes on Luke. I've never heard of this actually. Okay. And okay. So obviously here, they want you to go ahead and vote, in the community with the best, with the most votes, obviously they get an instant promotion. All right, so they're burning, tokens as well. They have wallet burn. Okay, all right. So, I mean, there's stuff going on here, right? It's just that the chart is kind of just sitting at this level. Okay, but they are still getting buys, interestingly enough. So, I would imagine maybe at some point they experience a breakout moment. Maybe, this is what I would think, especially if this kind of holds, if this pattern kind of holds. And people don't go ahead and just dump tokens. So, okay. So with that being said, we'll set some alerts on this one, and we're going to set an over and an under. So we're sitting at 388 on the found market cap. Okay, and we're going to move this to 400, 2-3 on the over, and then on the under. We're going to set this to 300. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone. And then we're looking here, this one, haircut. I think for this one, let's take a look in the Telegram. Let's just see what's going on. It's a CTO. Remember what I've said about these CTOs? A lot of them are garbage, but some of them are the exception. So last buy just came in. So we're sitting, and this one was just somebody increasing their position. Okay, looking for the last organic or new holder buy. Okay, that one was at 12:49. It's 12:49. I mean, we're coming up on almost 20 minutes, since the last new holder was there. Okay, so, but either way, still meets my buy window. So, but nothing going on. I don't see any evidence of a raid. I don't see evidence of trending. Let's see here. The raid board here, this was, okay, 11:05. So this would have been yesterday as far as raid board. All right, so we're going to end up coming back out here. All right, oh, there we go. We get a buy. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's set a couple of alerts on this one. So on the over, we're sitting at 388. Interestingly enough, same as the last token. So 388, we'll set this one too at 400. Okay. And on the under, we're going to go ahead and set this one at, we'll set it at 300 as well. Okay. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Appreciate you guys as always, for tuning in. You got a lot of options, on YouTube. And so thank you so much for continuing to engage, with the content, associated with Investment Honey and Crimson's calls. If you're not part of the Telegram channel, make sure that you go ahead and you check that out. The links are in the description. And, if you know somebody that can benefit, from the content being shared on this channel, be sure to, just share the channel with somebody else that could benefit from the content too. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.